Can y'all hear now? I had the thing.
The mute, right?
Y'all, I know y'all can hear now. Y'all better be able to hear now. God dang.
Yes. So you will.
Okay.
Yeah. She gonna dance. Cashapp song. Can you shout out to my friend?
Hey, Gabe.
Get be honest.
Gabe owners. Hey. Shout out to you.
So do a flip.
Mm-mm. I ain't got no pennies on. I do a flip.
Don't put you beating it like this.
You gonna do too much.
But
I
she
can't
can
do
do too
all
much.
that.
Yeah, cash up something. If you want too much, it costs something.
Okay, bet. Now y'all can hear me. What's good?
Man, hold on, bro. Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me? Oh, I'm out in the garage. I was about to blow. There we go. Y'all gonna be looking at my stuff. Yeah, get
Mm-hmm.
my little setup out.
You gonna get quiet now. Wow.
Preacher.
You
I'm
gonna
ready
get
to talk
quiet
that
now.
talk.
Preacher.
Y'all jumping on my sis. Nah, that's why she got me, bro.
You see them? They coming for
That's
me,
what I'm
bro.
for.
Nah, nobody's coming for her. You know.
You see they coming for me, bro.
You
They
go
going.
outside? You say he's outside?
Yeah, he outside probably.
Yeah, I'm outside in the garage, man. You know, I'm blowing the house with the kids and the wife.
What they was saying?
I was seeing a whole bunch of crazy shit in there. They was talking. That was a good question you asked, like where the slave ships at. And even like shit, I'd have been in museums all around the United States. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
And that's one thing I always ask, like, where the slave ships at, bro? They be like, oh, we got artifacts from the slave ships. I'm like, damn, y'all got dinosaur bones, but y'all ain't got no slave ship. Like that shit, like that's what I'm saying. This what using that word belief. Y'all motherfuckers believe some delusional ass shit. You think they put thousands of people on a boat stacked up together, they shitting and pissing on each other, and they gotta travel what 2 months or some shit like that? It
2 months to
was
be
like
able to
a
come
two
over
month
here and
trip.
they shitting and pissing. And they
And then
surviving.
they go sell these people, and then these people was go out and work. Like, man, nah. And if you look, the first recorded slave that traveled the Pacific was a Native American going over to fucking England. They was taking Native Americans, and they was only taking like 3 to 5 of them at a time.
Exactly. They hate. They talking about why you talking in the dark.
While I'm talking,
It
what the
don't
fuck you want
matter.
to see
Listen
me
to the
for?
words.
All right, what you want to see me for? You want to see me? It's probably a dude too. Say if it's a female, I understand, but it's that's a dude, bro. You
I
fucking
think
weird.
that's a dude. He a little funny.
Yeah, man. The fuck you want to see me for, bro? You weird as fuck, man.
His name Anthony.
I ain't no
Hell yeah,
pretty
that's a
motherfucker.
dude.
I'm in East Side Detroit, bro. You want to see how grimy I look, man?
He want to see how beautiful you look.
Nah, I don't do that beautiful shit. I don't do that pretty shit. I don't do that beautiful shit. That
He want
motherfucker
to see
probably
how
be getting his
beautiful you look. Shoot.
that motherfucker probably be getting his eyebrows threaded and shit. I'm on one tonight. Y'all better chill. I'm going to roast y'all stupid ass.
People was already here. Period. Bigger question: why majority institutions were built off slavery, but we don't get none?
Well, we was already here. I still speak my native language. My people up in Canada, they got pushed out of their land. And the Choctaws was actually one of that was the actual tribe. That was one of the tribes that kept their actual name. The
Oh, for
Choctaws.
real?
Hmm
Okay, that was the only one of the only that kept
Because
their name.
we went the Choctaws. because our my group native name, they changed it to Blackfoot, but it was Kanuha, the Kanuhashes, the
Oh, okay.
Kanuhashes. But they
But all of
changed
those
the name
tribes been
Cherokee.
colonized.
Uh, what else? Cherokee. A lot of them, them European names and shit. Africa is the European name. That's a
Yeah.
French name. Africa is actually a French term.
So technically can't we say like when they say I'm Nigerian, you're not Nigerian. Like how they be like, no, where you're really from. You know
They,
how they say, like you
they.
say
I
you're
mean,
American and they say no, where are you really from?
when
Can't you
they like,
say I'm Nigerian? They say I'm Nigerian. No, where are you really from?
yeah, the Nigerian people, those were like the Yorubas and the um. And what was the other name of
Oh,
that
the
tribe?
Yoruba.
Yeah, bro, we wouldn't like. You got to think about this. This whole
Maybe
compartmentalized shit,
before
that's a European mindset shit. They had to name and label everything. We was natural as people. We called ourselves what we called ourselves. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we don't have to. That's why like our language was written in symbols, not fucking characters. Like they went from symbols to characters to letters. That shows you how primitive they are. You know, the primitive way of thinking. The symbols told stories. So we were more descriptive people. We was more natural. So it told stories. They had to water that shit down because they didn't understand it. So like when they
Mm-hmm.
went into Egypt or Kemet or Tameti, when they went into there, they was looking like, what the fuck this shit mean? They ain't know what it meant because each symbol had its own story. Then the Hebrews came. Hebrew is actually an African language too. The Hebrew language was created in Ethiopia and they use characters. So like when you read Hebrew, you read it from right to left.
Hebrew was not created in
You
Ethiopia.
read Hebrew from right to left, and each character
Hebrew
has a
wasn't
meaning.
created when?
The Hebrew language.
Yeah, it wasn't created where? It was
No, that's the
created where?
Ethiopian originally. That's why they look the Hebrew they speak now. That's not fucking ancient Hebrew. That shit is Yiddish. They took Yiddish in like three different. Damn, it was Yiddish.
Yeah,
Uh,
this shit live. Yeah, it's live.
Ger- Germanic, Yiddish. It's like they took three languages, and that shit just came up in the late 1800s. The shit, the Hebrew they speak now,
He trying to
they
say
couldn't speak the shit.
he trying to look it up because he said Hebrew ain't what came from Ethiopia.
Who said that?
My friend over here, so he trying to see like
Yeah,
because
no,
he
yeah,
feel like it
Hebrew
came from
came.
somewhere else.
See, you got to think about it. Like even this. Do you know why there's no records of Hebrews in Egypt? Because they wasn't even considered Hebrews then. They were Canaanites. The Canaanites was in Egypt and left out of Egypt. And out of that group of Canaanites that left, it was another subgroup that was the Hebrews. That's why the oldest complete Bible you can find is in fucking Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, yeah.
And it's different. That shit, yeah, man.
What up,
Hebrew,
Gary?
Mr. Busted Down Brown,
What up, Nine?
Egypt, Rome, USA.
Thank you, Merc.
Yeah, I know my phone was going down. I was sitting there watching the fight and fell asleep and then woke up when it was off and I didn't even know you was live. And I'm like, damn, she live.
Egypt, Rome equals USA.
She talking about like uh the construction of it. Yeah, because shit, the Washington DC, if you go from a sky view, that shit is a replica of fucking Egypt. The way all the
What is?
structures
Oh
are
yeah,
set and
Washington
shit.
D.C.
Yeah, the way the structures and shit. That's what you got obelisks and shit. All that shit is Egyptian, man.
What did you find? You want some?
But I asked you about put my drink in the
So
cup.
what did it say?
Now I was looking about the Hebrew. No, Hebrew was the first. Hebrew was the language based. Adam and Eve they spoke. Like that was a language of communication. Adam and Eve.
Right.
Yeah.
But where did it come from?
It's not from no Ethiopia. It doesn't originate from Ethiopia.
Ethiopia
He said
or
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia? Oh,
It's
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia.
What does it say? What does Google say?
Google says. Hebrew originate from a systematic what?
Semitic.
Uh, huh?
It's a Semitic language.
It's a Semitic language,
Yeah.
but it don't. Okay, so what they trying to hide the fact that
They can't hide nothing. You just
you just
gotta
gotta
look.
dig and find.
Don't when you Google something, don't stop on the first thing that pop up, bro. You gotta
Yeah,
go. You gotta check resource. You gotta really do research if you using
that's a
Google. The shit I
that's
know ain't from Google, baby. That shit is not from Google. I got
uh
books
huh.
and books and books. I've been researching this shit since I was 20, bro. And I moved on from this shit and started studying people. But I done forgot more than most people know about this shit, about that
But that's what
history
I
and
try to tell him is like, what I try to explain to him is like, just because
y'all
you
got
Google
research,
something,
man.
huh?
And I ain't gonna talk shit about how smart people are. I ain't gonna get on that too.
Yeah, because like I
I
be
ain't met
trying.
one African smarter than me. I say that to be honest with you. I ain't met one African smarter than me, bro.
He might be the first. For real. No, but listen, right? I was just saying like when you Google like what I was trying to explain to him is that just because you know they not familiar with the country and how shit work over here is that like a lot of the history is hidden. That's why I be trying to tell him
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
because
You
you
got to know where to
Google
look.
it, they're lying. Like that's what white they have the white people have control over the internet.
You got to understand
They
how to.
able to put out whatever
It,
information they want to put out and
it,
make it look as if it's true. Do you
you got to
understand?
understand like the algorithm of the internet itself. Anytime you Google something, what pops up is the most recent. I mean, is the most the link they got hit the most,
Basically,
the one
what
people
they
clicked
want you
on
to
the most,
know.
the most popular link. So
Yeah,
that's why it be pages of shit. People don't even go through the whole first page. They just see what the AI say and shit, and don't even check the references and shit. Half of the shit man, you got to research. They so separated over Africa, man. Fuck Africa. Fuck with Africa, bro. Look, man.
hey,
I
we
respect.
bigged up Africa for a
Yeah,
long time.
look, man, I respect Africans. I respect the people. I respect the culture. I respect all that, but that ain't me, bro. My roots are here on Turtle
Exactly.
Island,
That's what I
bro.
be trying to tell people.
Oh, next.
I'm not
Nah,
from
my
there. I
language.
don't have one single person over there. I ain't got one single ancestor that I know over there.
How you gonna know
Because
your ancestor when
I ain't gonna lie
you were
though.
born yesterday?
Africa.
So how you gonna know
so you
people
want me to
that
tell so you
that
want me to tell
15th
you
century ago?
let me
People
tell
that
you
existed 15th century ago.
you
So
want me
how
to
you
tell
gonna
you how I know?
You can
How I
go
know is because
to
we documented things here.
like 10 pages on Google, and the
because the
bottom
white
So guess
people
I
what?
will
Let me
give
ask
they
you.
you
destroy
No,
the
for
it
our
ain't.
they
research
destroy
history.
what
Yeah, you got
Africa
to go through that
documented
shit,
before.
man.
They destroy
But
it.
I'm just telling you how I know is that we documented shit here. So what you feel realize we had censuses. Y'all didn't have censuses until like the 1900s, 1985, 19 something. I can't remember. But
That's
y'all
what
didn't.
you think. But that
No, for real. Y'all didn't have social security numbers. So you telling me y'all been had social security numbers?
they had ways to identify each other. They had ways.
Y'all had ways to identify each other, but was it documented in a way where anybody could go look it up and see?
It was. It was documented.
Y'all didn't
You
have social
don't even.
security
It was.
numbers.
It was
Okay,
documented.
so
They
where?
didn't have social.
Where?
It was documented.
Where?
In the
They
village
they
councils. Village councils had
they they
information
had.
about every individual in the village.
Yeah, they had documentation. They call it like a family tree, a family lineage, but they had like social
They had
security
every
numbers and shit
information.
like that. They had
Huh?
yeah family lineages. They had what
But
they
the
call
but
it
the thing
wasn't
is that I'm saying is like how did they have like what we had where if you bought something, you did this, you did that, everything was documented. Yes.
Yes, Africans too. When you bought something, yeah, it was documented.
Okay, so people can go back and take a look and say, "Oh, my ancestors
They
of
had
this many
written
years
agreement. Yeah,
ago."
they made written agreement and
No,
verbal
but can you
agreement.
pull up the
Masonic out their
documents?
mouth. Yeah, Masonic.
Can you
Verbal
pull up the
agreement.
documents and say this many years
They
ago,
came before
Yeah.
my
Columbus,
grandfather had
so
did
what do
this?
you think about it?
Mhm.
Where would you
Uh,
go?
I
Pull it
got
up.
that book. They came before Columbus. Another good book
You will
that
go to like
predates that one
if
is
your
called
dad
The
or your
Accurate
great grandparents bought
Description
something
of
from my great
America.
grandparents, right? They make
That
that
book
accurate.
is
No,
And
more
not by.
detailed. Is
We're talking
pictures,
about somebody that's dead and
like
gone.
with
How could
original
I be able to look up the
paintings and
information in
shit.
Africa?
It's called
yo, they have way they will write
Accurate
that
Description
information.
of America.
They
Check
had
that book
shit where
out.
they will write
When
that
I got the
information
book,
using
Where would
method.
I go?
I think I
They
paid
have,
If I
like
was in
nine hundred
Africa,
dollars for
where would
that
I
book,
go?
bro.
yeah, you will
But
go
they
to
got
the
a
chief, you go to the king,
paperback now
to the
that's like
kingdom, or to
$24.
the yeah, to the
But
founder.
up until like
Where they put sensitive
2016,
information. That's where
you
all
couldn't
those
get that book
information will
for
be
less
kept.
than 900. It's called An Accurate Description of America. Go get that book. There's a lot of people like Dan Calloway. If y'all know who Dane Calloway is, a lot of those early American portraits that he got of black, like dark skinned Native Americans came from that book. It's called An Accurate Description of America. I got the
Look at
hardback.
the video.
That bitch
What's
was
the
$900,
video?
and I had to drive to get
It's
that
gonna
shit.
take you
I had
two
to go
seconds
to
to go get it.
Kentucky. I got it from Kentucky. Old white man from Kentucky sold me that book. Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck up her live. I'm blowing trees, bro. Y'all don't want to see me anyway. Y'all got something nice to look at. Y'all ain't gotta look at me, bro. I'll fuck the whole straight up, bro. Please enlarge. Damn, y'all want big screen shit. Yeah, you on mute, homie.
Oops, my bad. What question was they asking you?
No, they asked me if I read They Came Before Columbus. Yeah,
If who?
and if y'all, They Came Before Columbus
Who
is
came
a book
before
called They Came
Columbus?
Before. I forgot the author of that book.
Okay, okay, word. Back to what I was saying. Okay, so they love to be like Christopher Columbus discovered this, discovered. Oh, Amera Vici, whatever you call that. Was that what America was called?
America's America. What is it? It was a Spaniard.
But they said it was named after somebody else. I've heard too.
That's where they got the term America from. Was from that person's name.
Yeah,
But
but
this was
then
Turtle
uh,
Island. It was called Nakiki. Nakiki. It was called. I mean, different tribes called it different things. So I mean, that's all European history, bro. They don't tell. They ain't gonna tell you what we called it. Because if they told you what we called it, then they got to tell you we was here to call it that.
exactly,
Hey,
exactly.
that's only. I'm
Why?
just being real. That's
I'm gonna ask you
only
this question. Why do they want us to claim Africa so much?
because it separates us from this land. It goes with the whole
But they say
narrative.
this is not our land.
They say that shit, but they can't prove it.
You want
They've
to?
been trying to prove it.
If they
None of
say
the
then
shit
it's
they said
facts.
makes sense. How
There's
If
they
they say it, it's
transatlantic
facts. So
slave
you
trade.
believe everything they say?
there's no smoke without fire.
Huh?
There is no smoke without fire.
There is no
Smoke without
smoke
fire.
without fire.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand what you saying. Explain. Sometimes I be
Sometimes you be carried away.
no, I
It's
know
all
there's
good.
no smoke without fire. Like I know what that means.
That's
But
it.
what does that have to do with
Well,
based
if
on what he's saying? What up, Irvin?
enlightened dummy,
Thank you, Mark.
I,
Huh?
I I agree, but it wasn't. We didn't use A's, bro. Like, well, I guess certain tribes did. Like Seminoles use A's or the ah sound, the ah. We use like una ha, una ka, una. That's like our A. Ooh. We didn't use I. I is from the. We didn't use our vibrations came from the diaphragm. It didn't come
Who
from
are
the
you
vocal
talking
cords.
to? Word?
Enlightened dummy. They speaking some real
Oh,
shit. So it'll
someone
be
not from here can't tell us who we
Umal
are. I
Kunis.
agree.
Umal
You're
Kunis.
not
I
from
think
here.
that's
How
what the
can you tell me
Seminoles
who
called
I
it.
am?
And that's one of the first tribes they ran into, the Seminoles.
That's what it is. Oh my God, America.
Can't tell us who we are. And that's how
Facts.
it be,
People
bro.
from here. But that's why I try to explain to him. I'm like, he said, y'all from Africa. I said, he said, but why would they tell y'all that? Okay, the only
Why
reason you
wouldn't they
tell
tell us
people
that, bro? That was
the,
part of
the
the
only reason you would
brainwashing,
tell
bro.
people that they not American is because you
Look,
don't want them to clean the land that's
look,
theirs.
bro. Do you know what they? Do you really like? People don't really know what they did
No,
to.
I don't. People who are not from here don't really know what white people did,
Bro, do
and
you
that's
know
why
they
we
was
feel the way we feel about them.
they was eliminating all the elders. Anyone who spoke the native tongue, they was eliminating them because they didn't want them to keep passing that down because people would have knew who they are. Like when people
Mhm.
talk about slavery, and this is
It's
this
deep.
this this some gaslighting shit, right?
And
When
I
they be like
believe if you go
everybody
to
was
like if you
slaves,
go to
Listen,
like
but nobody put in slavery like we were, like the people who are here, the copper tone. We not even black like y'all, bro. That's why we get red. We copper people, bro. We
yeah,
not
and we
black.
don't look like y'all.
No,
Like,
we not
someone can,
y'all. I'm and that's out of respect, bro. That's out of at one point everybody on this planet was melanated, bro. Like look, man, look, and don't nobody get mad if you white, bro. Love yourself and all that. But let's talk about some real shit right now. This whole planet was melanated at one time, right?
all black
White
people, no white
people
people.
are not natural. That's a recessive gene by genetics. What I'm telling you,
Listen to this.
genetics. White people that's a recessive gene to be pale, blonde, and blue eyes. All those are the recessive of the most recessive gene. That's why everything on this planet has melanin in it, from the
Mhm.
people to the animals to the fucking insects to the grass to the plant. And guess what? The sun feeds that. It's photosynthesis, right? The
How
sun
can you call
feeds
yourself
all
natural,
melanin.
but the sun
Now check
burns
this
you?
out. But the
The
sun
sun
burns
burn. You
white
get
people
sunburned.
because they don't have it.
How?
It's
You're
unnatural.
not from
And when you
here.
look, when a dandelion, listen, when a dandelion dies, what color do it turn?
I don't
It
know
turns
that.
white. It turns white.
A
When you
dandy.
take a dandelion, most plants when they die, they turn white. That's they don't have life in them no more. You can't grow shit in nothing white. Everything grows in the dark and soil. Go try to grow some shit in the sand.
I
And
agree.
if
It
you
came from
do,
the
and
Slavics.
if you do, guess what? It's not nutritious. It's not good for you. They
Anything
bleach
white, yeah,
rice. Yeah,
white ain't
that's
right.
just
But if
natural
you got
because white
black
is the
rice,
recessive. It's lack of melanin.
hmm
so you say if you go to like I know Louisiana and New Orleans, that was the biggest slave trade center. So if you go there, you can still find the leftover of slavery.
Bro, Africa won't even talk about slavery up until the 80s, bro. Wasn't nobody from Africa talking about slavery, bro. Up until the 80s.
Man, slavery started in Africa around the 15th century when the first slave vessel was sent to Portugal. That's when the Portuguese were the first people to go get slaves from Africa.
What
Portuguese.
was the first? Now check this out. What was the first slave ship that hit the that hit the ports of Africa? What was the first slave ship name? You know that?
No, let me think. I know about that, but it was from Portugal. It was from Portugal. I know
No, it
the first.
wasn't. It was from Great Britain. It was called the good ship Jesus.
Now, it was the first ship that hit the coast of Africa was from Portugal.
Nah, Portugal. The first ship that took the first slave ship. Look, this is history. Look, Google it. Just Google it. The good ship Jesus. Google the good ship Jesus and see what it says.
exactly, Bean.
Oh shit, bro.
What is it gonna say? Google it. Good ship of Jesus. I don't
Good
know
ship.
that.
The good ship Jesus.
The good ship Jesus. That was the first ship.
First time y'all met Jesus, put y'all ass in chains and took you.
Jesus was the first slave ship.
Yeah, the good ship. It was called the good ship Jesus.
Are you kidding me? And they say Jesus is everything. What? Why would Jesus put anybody into slavery?
Now you got to look at what was going on at that time, bro. They was forcing that shit down people's throat. They was conquering the world with Jesus, bro. They was conquering the world with the Bible at that time.
Using Jesus to conquer people.
That's what they was doing. They was sending people into these tribes. and they was giving them the Bible, they was giving them gunpowder and shit like that, and they was like, look, let me. This is why they say Africans sold Africans, right? They was like, look, give
Hold
me
on,
all
hold
the
on.
people y'all don't want.
Did they not? I thought they just hold on. Go ahead. What? Go ahead. I want to hear this.
So they was like, look, we gonna give you this Bible, we gonna give you this rice, we gonna give you this gunpowder. Give us all the people you don't want. Give me your prisoners, give me your
No,
POWs, indentured servants.
they got threatened word. They got threatened into giving us away.
Some tribes did. Like the Zulu tribe wasn't playing that shit. They like, man, we ain't fucking with y'all. The Zulu tribe, them was some down motherfuckers. What was that queen name? Damn. I was just telling somebody about her the other day. It was a badass African queen who was fucking motherfuckers up. And she fought, she was the longest fighting one. All the
Okay,
dudes
because
was
they said they were
submitting and shit.
threatened to give, and they didn't get nothing in return.
Yes, they did. They got that Bible.
No, listen, listen.
They
This
got
is what
that good
happened
book.
at the beginning, they didn't give shit, but they brought the Bible when the people started agitating. That's when they come with the religion. That's when they brought the Bible. There was no Bible at the beginning. There was they just lied to them and they give them some cheap material things, right? And they said they were kind
But they gave them things.
so
You
they were
just said
coming
it.
like this is one thing. This is one thing.
And
The
did they give or did they not? Did they
these
not?
people were living, they didn't know nothing about, they had primitive shoes, they had their own kind of shoes they were wearing. So when they brought the white shoes and they brought stuff, right? So they were excited. And they was like, okay, if I'm to give you my pair of shoes or my pair of pants, I'm gonna get three of your sons. They should come work on my plantation.
Mm-hmm.
But these colonies, these colonial masters, they had plantation. They had plantation around the Gulf of Africa, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Africa has fertile soil, so they had that plantation going on. But when they would take these kids from the villages, they would go work on that plantation, and most of them were being shipped to Europe.
But see, now you talking about some shit that happened like in the late 1800s. Slavery
And
started
the
in the
15th
1400s.
century, when
That wasn't 15th century, bro. They wasn't even in Africa yet, bro. They was sending people in there. The first people who start taking people out of Africa was the Arabs, bro. It
the
wasn't the
Portuguese,
Portuguese, bro. It was
the
Islamic
Portuguese,
slave trade. That was the first slave trade that ever hit Africa, bro.
it was the Portuguese, and that was around that was the 1480s. That was the
Bro,
1480s.
I'm telling you, bro. I didn't talk to people in Ethiopia. I didn't talk to people in Libya. Libya, they still do fucking African slavery, bro. So when I was in Libya, bro, they was, bro. I'm telling you, it's the Islamic slave trade, bro. It was the first. The Portuguese wasn't taking people out of Africa. They wasn't. You talking now? What you're talking about is like the 15 to 1600. I'm talking about the 13 or 1400. Go look up the Islamic slave trade because at that time, that's when they was pressing Islam. They was pressing Islam. Islam was conquering the world at that time. So the Christians wasn't even coming over into, and that's who the Portuguese was Christians, bro. It was a fucking what you call it? Damn, what do they call
Okay, I'm back. Wait, hold on.
them?
What happened?
Reading about the rebellion in the ninth century. Yeah, bro. Like when Islam, because man,
This is
Islam
the
was
first
taking
European
over
slave
before
transport
Christianity.
Africans
Y'all
and
got to
Americans
remember that,
instead
bro.
of
And when
Portuguese
Islam was taking over,
in
that's when they was
1848.
snatching
Where did he
everybody.
say it was from?
And that's where the Portuguese. That's where
Ask him.
everybody learned the shit from was Islam, bro.
Where was the first slavery started at? It wasn't the Portuguese that had got.
The word slave come from the Slavic people, bro. The whole term before that, people were prisoners of war. They were indentured servants. They were what was they calling them? It was like three different names. The word slave itself come from Slav, and those were white people. that they were taking. So the word, so when you looking through books and shit, and they talk about slavery at this time, they wasn't even using that terminology then, bro. Those were prisoners of war. They will go somewhere, kill all the men, and take the women. That's what
They
they used to
weren't
do.
really slaves.
Yeah, that's what they used to do. They didn't really. They usually killed all the men. They didn't want the men. They wanted the women.
So that's
So
so what you're telling me
the
is that that's
so
what
when
I
they
shot.
start taking
Yeah,
the
what he
men, it
telling
was
you
the
know me.
actual Slav
Because
men
I
they
don't
took.
align with that. I don't align with that.
Okay,
You don't
so
have to lie with it. It's just fact.
No, you know fact. I don't align with nah. What I know,
hold on.
You're
It
on the line with a fact that's we call that in America we call it
no,
delusion.
you might have some updated sheet, but I don't align with you. I still gotta go read my books, but that's not
Yeah, go
what
read
I
the
was
book.
taught.
I'm not telling you to. I never tell people. I don't even fuck with the word believe. That shit is elementary to me, my dear Watson.
Do not
Belief
come
in
back.
itself. I fuck with facts. I need to know things, bro. My people will be destroyed for lack of knowledge. Do you know what the rest of that
I
is?
think it's
You
good.
know what the rest of that say in the scripture? Like people always stop there, right? My people will be destroyed for lack of
Wow.
knowledge. But it's the lack of knowledge of
You see that?
God, bro. Knowing God. That's why people will be destroyed because y'all stuck in that belief. Y'all don't know.
thank you, Musk. I appreciate you.
Let me snap that paper. I'm gonna ask my friend to go to that store and see if they got more.
You can
Thank
know
you for the
yourself.
food.
Like you said, Google it,
Okay,
bro.
so hold on. Let me
You
ask you a
you just
question.
gotta
What paper?
research it.
The
Look,
paper
look
paper
up
is good.
this all you gotta do. Look up the etymology. That means to create that's the study of the creation of
But
words.
I think to go.
Etymology
Hold
of the
on,
word
hold on,
slave.
because I'm trying to understand now. Okay, so you saying that basically what I'm understanding is that you're saying that
If you read history books, right? Like even in the
I,
Bible, what did the Bible tell you? It
you're
told
basically
when
saying when
God
they
gave a
said
command, it told him to
slavery,
go in, kill the men, and take the women for yourself. That's what the Bible used to tell people. When God was telling what's his name? King
what
David to go conquer,
what chapter in
what
the
did he say?
Bible?
He
The Old
said,
Testament or New
kill the
Testament?
men
I'm gonna
and
look at it
take
real
the
quick.
women.
he said which one is it? The Old Testament. So just Google take the men and take the women. Bible verse. It's gonna pull it up.
You kill the men and you take the women for yourself, for your own. That's what they was telling you. In this time in history, if they took men, men rebelled and fought back. They didn't want the men. They used to kill the men and take the women. The women was the prize there because you can reproduce with them. They can work for you, and
Yeah.
when you reproduce with them, that's a they created more of them.
Okay, so wait, let me get an understanding. What you're trying to say is that when they mentioned the slavery and stuff like that, it wasn't real slavery then. It was
It
more
wasn't the
so
slavery that we talk about today.
that we
It
talk
wasn't
about till this day.
because
It wasn't
we
like that.
name one group of people through the history of our understanding of slavery, whatever you want to call it, that their identities was wiped away. Every group of people who can tell you they were slaves and shit, the Irish, the Slavics, they still got their own language, they got their culture, they still got all that.
Right.
The
That was in Numbers and Deuteronomy. Said kills all the boys and see said kill all the boys and all the every women that who have slept with the men.
take the women for yourself.
So
That was the
who have
ideology back
slept with the
then when
men.
they conquered.
And
Hmm.
Numbers 31 verse 17.
So that's what we talking about. Now kill all the boys and kill every woman who has slept with a man, but save for yourself every girl who has never slept with a man. So anyway, I'm trying to learn something.
That was the ideology of when you conquered people, right? That was the whole because when you take put somebody in, you
And
conquered
that's the same thing. I would say Bible is some makeup shit. They did all this.
It's
but
not
no,
made. I wouldn't
because
say it's made
look,
up.
It
this
is
what I'm.
like
The Bible
the
is not.
first missionary. The
Look, like when
missionary
you
that
say
came to
made up,
Africa brought
it's not a
Bible. There was no
fairy
Bible.
tale.
Hold
the
on.
The
What?
Bible actually has factual things in it. It's just told in a, especially the New Testament, it's told in a pathetic way. if anything, this is what the Bible is someone's experience with what they uh with God. It's something, it's their experience. It's
A,
how they perceive the
a
interaction.
preacher, a quick question. If Bible is so authentic or Bible is so good, why would they move from Old Testament to New Testament?
You said what?
Why would they switch from
Why would they
Old
switch
Testament
from the Old
to the
Testament to
New
the New
Testament?
Testament if it was such, like if the Bible was
Yeah, why would they switch?
That,
That's just to
that you
tell you
asking the
that
wrong
this
question.
word is being
That's
manipulated.
not the
the
right
word is
question
being manipulated?
Yeah.
because they told you why. Because when Jesus came, he came to give you an update, basically. The easiest way to explain it. He
That's
came to
what we being
clarify.
deceived.
That's what
That's
that was supposed to be. That's what the Old Testament and then the New Testament is all Jesus Christ story, bro. So I
that
mean, but that's what I'm saying. That's the wrong question. If you trying to say like the Bible is fake, the best way to say it is a couple ways.
Is the
First of
Bible is
all,
what?
it's not if the Bible is fake. Like his whole thing is the Bible was made up, right?
Oh, fake.
So
Okay.
instead of using why would they go from old to new? It why do we see so many similarities in the Bible that we see in the Vedas, that we see in even the Dawn of Sun, in the Book of the Dead, in Greek mythology? All this shit correlate. I mean, they all kind of synchronize. Story of
this is so good.
Dionysus did the same thing Jesus did. Heru and Osar did the same thing Jesus did.
You can
The
get
Epic of Gilgamesh,
ahead of
that's
the
the story of Noah.
Yeah.
So even if you go into like the Sumerian text and shit, they a lot of the Bible you can see inspiration from the Sumerian text of the Bible. I'm gonna use the term
$20 if you need
inspiration
this.
because it's
Contact me.
easier to debate.
He's actually too ignorant to ask anything. Not sure where y'all streaming embarrassingly ununiformed. Okay, Rich. You in here though.
Not the word of God, right? That's what I'm saying. But the Bible got some good shit in it, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's got some. It's inspirational, motivational. But if you taking that shit literally, then you delusional. That's just what it
Yeah.
is, bro. That shit got
Yeah.
Old
unicorns in it
Testament
and
would
one
say
eye cyclopses and all this
an eye
crazy
for an
shit,
eye.
bro.
New Testament
Like
would deny an eye for an eye.
It's going against everything. But like he said, the Bible is just a book of stories from different men talking, not words of God.
now
But you
you
got
want to
people
talk
who will literally sit up and be like, no, this is God's word. Da, da, da,
now?
da, da, da.
Now say, look, this is how I fuck with people though, right? So the Old Testament, Jesus came to correct the Old Testament. The God of the Old Testament ain't Jesus' daddy. It's not
So
Jesus'
hold on.
daddy. He did
You
everything
said Jesus
different.
came to correct the
Jesus
Old
wasn't
Testament.
jealous. Jesus. Now think about this.
He said, hold
When
on, hold
people
on,
say
back up. He said, what?
You
the
said
God
Jesus
of the
came to
Old
correct the Old
Testament,
Testament.
Jesus came to correct the Old Testament?
man, bro, I can't talk to you from a Christian aspect. Like Jesus was that modern day Buddha, bro. That's all it was. Jesus was that modern day Buddha. That's what Jesus was, bro. They used that
I
shit,
don't.
bro. They created a whole
I still
mythology
believe in an
around
eye for
Jesus
an eye.
Christ, bro.
You know
Like
why?
when you look at there's a word called euhemerism, right? Where you take a historical character and you give them like some fairy tale story and shit. That's basically what the word means.
The
It's
philosophy.
like when you take a historical or take a
You study
character and you give
philosophy.
them like supernatural powers and
Absolutely.
shit like that. That's all that was, bro. Jesus, Yeshua, Yahuwah was an actual person walking around like Buddha was. Buddha was a real motherfucking person, bro. They was walking around. They was highly enlightened. They were the Illuminati of that time, if you will, the enlightened ones. That's all Illuminati mean, enlightened. But that's who they were at that time. They was coming to wake motherfuckers up because y'all kept believing, and they was trying to show y'all how to know shit, bro. Go inside. That's why everything. If you look at the God of the Old Testament, he was now. This is the God in the Old Testament was a spirit or whatever you want to call it, an omnipoint, right? Jesus was a physical flesh man. So why is this spirit go be jealous and envious and all these fucked up human emotions? And the motherfucker came down, the same motherfucker, because people say God is Jesus. The same motherfucker came in the human flesh and was none of that shit. Wasn't jealous, wasn't envious, was preaching love, telling you to turn the other cheek, doing all this positive shit. So when he in the flesh, he's more like a god because the little shit that humans do just annoy him. But when he up in the spirit, he all mean and vengeful and shit, all going crazy. Nah, bro, that was the demiurge, bro. That was the devil. Motherfuckers worshiping the devil right now, and don't even know
Damn.
it.
I believe that.
They say the concept of God don't have words, just men who say their writing is prophetic. True, I agree.
God, man,
It's
God
a
is a human
feeling.
creation, bro. And
I still believe
it's
in one
this
of
is
the great
what
grandparents
the
used
whole
to do.
concept of
Right?
God is.
They were
This is
key
people
around.
trying to understand the divine being, but they only can understand it from their limitations. That's probably the best way I can put it. You can only perceive something with what you know, right? Like even us having this conversation, I can sit up here and fuck bro up and say some
But
crazy ass
God do
words, and he'd
exist.
be googling because he don't know it, right? But the people who rock with me and be like, yeah, I know shit. Word said that before. I know exactly what that means. So I can describe things. I be describing things to him, and he'd be like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But other people, you Gary, would be like, "Yeah, I know what he's talking about. Word told us. Word showed us that." Because y'all know, so y'all can understand or comprehend what I'm saying versus somebody just trying to be aware of what I'm saying. So it's levels to it. Like most people function on five senses, right? The five
Right.
senses. It's all most people function on, but they don't even use those senses simultaneously. They use them one at a time. They look to hear, or sometimes they hear to look, but
But
they
a
not
person
capable.
that is blind, they use everything.
They use everything.
They're
They
way
got
better
to.
than we are. A person that's blind, oh yeah.
You got to.
Yeah. You pick up them other senses become heightened.
On the point of the pyramids, bro. That the pyramids. That's one of the like. So look, we gonna say one or two things. Either we're gonna have to agree on one or two things. Either the people who came before us was way fucking smarter than us, or some aliens built some shit like that. Because there ain't no way the symmetry of the pyramids, like the perfect, that shit is perfect. Like we can't do shit perfect nowadays. We can't do shit perfect. But these motherfuckers, like the symmetry, the way it aligned with the star, the way it calculated the rotation of the earth, the way it calculated the circumference of the earth. The pyramids do all this shit. It calculates the uh the uh the trajectory and the distance to the sun and the
Hmm.
moon. I forgot which one. These is the sun. I forgot which one is the moon, and the other one points at Sirius B. So like the peer, like bro, either we dumb as hell compared to those ancient ancestors,
We're dumb.
or some aliens built that shit. You can pick, but one of them got to be true.
We're dumb. We're dumb. Compared to the other species that are around here, we're dumb.
And,
Okay?
and that's
Very.
what. Hey,
They
Boga,
look at
I'm
us like
legally
they're little
blind, bro.
kids. Huh?
No, I'm telling Boga, I'm legally blind. Literally, I can't see out of one eye, and the other eye don't work. I mean, it worked, but it ain't shit.
What up, Black?
I'm a bad motherfucker, so yeah,
Yeah,
for
disconnected. Maybe that's the better
generating.
word. We're not dumb. We're just disconnected.
It did more than that, bro. It did more than that, and like, I mean, yeah. It, But even the obelisks, bro, they had wireless electricity and shit. That's why you got fucking unks in every hut. Every time they find a hut, they find an unk in there. And then if you look how the obelisk was spaced out, those was conductors sending energies to the unks. These motherfuckers had wireless energy, bro. They think they got hieroglyph of fucking light bulbs and shit. And they talking about, oh, they use lights and I mean they use lanterns and man, fuck out of here, bro. They don't want to tell you the truth because they got to admit to some shit. We were way more. Think about it like this, bro. Compared to where they were, so compared to where we at, we had a reset. It was a fucking reset where we lost all knowledge.
Yep.
We became more primitive, and and we built ourselves back up to this point. But it's still
Yep.
not better than the last.
Yep. We forgot
Like
who we
even the
were.
Mayas, like we in the fifth cycle. If you look at the Mayan calendar, bro, we in the fifth cycle of the
Yeah.
sun. So this is our fifth stage around, and the which each reset we lost information and knowledge because 4 cycles ago we were closer to the creator. We're a lot further off now. That's why we fucking animals, bro. Most people act like animals.
Yep. I agree with that one.
Off the top of the yeah, they took that shit off the top of the pyramids. They had to, bro. Well, they did that shit because of ignorance
Hey,
and greed
Sophia.
too. That shit was pure gold, bro. That shit was pure gold with a diamond tip. Bondage and mentally, it make motherfuckers go delusional. But the truth, motherfuckers don't want to hear it because it don't feel good. Truth ain't meant to feel good, bro. Like, bro,
Assalamualaikum.
like I
Alaikum.
don't believe you.
Salam
Hey, I
alaikum.
never.
Assalamu
Hey,
alaikum.
Alaikum
hey,
salam.
have
I
I ever
just
told anyone to believe me? I don't even fuck with that word, bro.
what?
Say I feel like I
Assalam.
reincarnated. I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
you what is it? Muslim? You
Nah, man.
Muslim?
First of all,
Okay.
pyramids connect to a whole stable wormhole, so we can travel the multiverse through the 13 layers of the. I believe in that, bro.
I
I
believe
believe that.
that's Stephen here.
See, I can talk to you. We can talk about some crazy shit, bro.
He
Cause
need
like
you hit the
reincarnated,
link
I'm a
and tell he need to
33,
come
bro.
over
So
to.
I know Hey, look, I don't know if you fuck with life paths, bro, but I'm a 33 and I fucks with the information and the knowledge, bro. I fucks with it on a whole different, on a metaphysical, the spiritual. I fuck with it on all levels, bro. I'm a divine being having a human experience. And I ain't coming back this time. I'm getting the fuck off here. Y'all crazy as hell.
Me too.
I'm going back
Drop
to
the link.
source.
That way he got your chat. He got your page where you can come over
Oh,
there.
Gary can, I can't go off. If I go off, I'm gonna go out. If we just on StreamYard, I could, but Gary down there, he can drop the link. Safi, what up, though?
Hey,
What up, though,
Muslim.
sis? He over
Going
there
on here.
Googling. I give you some more
Huh?
stuff to Google. I give you a whole bunch of shit to Google.
Yeah, he did, but it don't matter the fact, like, even though you say like I can give you shit to Google, it don't matter because Google is gonna they want to relate it in a
but
way. It's
I,
YT,
But
information.
I told him what to do with it though. Just go through that shit, bro. And when
Yeah,
you
but
look,
see,
when you research, this is what you do, right? This is how you research. Anytime, I don't care who you are. Look, you will go in with a biasness, right? You'll go in believing or thinking of something, and most time when the average person research, they look for stuff to support their beliefs, right? You to research properly, you have to go and look at shit that contradicts and do
Mhm.
a comparison and contrast and the truth will reveal itself.
Yeah,
But if you only look for things that support what you say, then that's all you go find. So when you research, it's not just looking at one thing. Like when I research something, I'm looking at minimum, and
everything.
I'm not over exaggerating. That's why it take me so long to do shows sometimes. I'm looking at least 20 sources, 15 to 20 sources. And the reason because I'm comparing and contrast. Some information, most information is only limited. Everybody got a piece of the truth but they ain't got the whole
Mhm.
apple. They just got a piece of it, bro.
This
So you
is
got to
why
put
it
that shit
takes so
together.
long to really understand the history. Because if you really want to just really, really, really know, you have this. It takes time. This ain't nothing you can Google overnight. Like no, just because it
No,
gives you
it's
that
not, bro.
answer
I
now, once it gives you the answer, now you got to go through everything that did take whatever you think it is the answer to. Now you got to go do your research on what you think it is and then what you think it ain't. And when you start researching that, but that takes time. This ain't nothing just you can do in a week, 2 weeks. No, this is something you got to really look at. Then once you finally look at all the evidence, majority of the time, the truth just pops out.
it
You
reveal
start
itself.
seeing where the
Through
lies are
critical
and where the
thinking.
truth is.
Yeah, it's a process, bro. Just it's called critical thinking, literally. Like you would be able to see like this. Okay, yeah, I believed in this, but This is where it came from. Now you see the source of where the shit came from. You only knew
Right.
part of it. And then once you see the source, you be like, oh nah, these were some racist ass motherfuckers telling their story. Let me look deeper. So then you gonna
Mhm.
start finding the people who they conquered. You start finding their stories. Now like when they say there's always three sides to a story, your side, my side, then the truth.
Yep.
Same thing, same concept. So you start looking. Most history you find is written by the people who conquered, the people who won. You have to go not only look at that story, but go look at the people who lost. And when you
Mhm.
start seeing those people tell their story, it contradicts the popular story, if you
Mhm.
will. It'll start contradicting the popular story. And then that's when you start seeing the truth. Because like even like I got a degree in theology. Like right now I probably have about 20 notebooks on religion itself. I probably got another 30 notebooks on the history of religion, meaning what was actually historically going on at that time. When the not because you gotta think about it. The no nobody know I mean you can kind of date the text that was written in Aramaic and the text that was written
Violent.
in uh it was a couple Semitic languages, but the most popular is Hebrew. And those none of those are gonna date back um more than I think 2 BC. I mean, no, uh I don't think none of those date back to BC. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of one. Um, I don't know if any of those texts date back before BC. But none of the New Testaments date back before BC. Like the Gospels, the New Testament Gospels, I think the earliest was 70 BC. That's 70 years after Christ was dead when people start writing it down, writing the story. So even all those stories were written by people, not firsthand experience, but stories that was told to them. That's why you can't find the author of the Bible. You can't find who authored any of these books because they were all stories told after the events happened, like way after the shit happened. That's why it's hard to line things up in the Bible with historical things. You can only, well, this sounds similar to what was going on. And yeah, that's because that's what influenced it. They took what happened, like the walls of Jericho, that shit really happened. I think, well, they didn't march around, but it was a big, damn, what was the name of that? That's a historical event though, when the people marched around and the walls fell. But it was for a reason. They was
I don't
beating
even
them
know
with
what that was.
that was an actual historical event. A couple of the stories in the Bible, it was just influenced by real historical events or things that was told to be history.
Huh. It's so much. That's why I kind of I wouldn't say gave up, but it takes a whole lot.
But shit,
I
that was
guess
like
life
that at one
life
time.
takes over, so I don't get to,
But that's what I'm saying. Some people like that at that time when I was studying, like now, like human behavior is my life right now. I study that shit every day. I'm reading some type of article or looking at new research and shit, trying to understand why people fucking crazy. But that's what I was doing at that time. So it's like some people who go to church, listen, or hear some shit, be in little groups, and they know some things, but it's levels to it, bro. It's levels to it. I almost made somebody
levels for
eliminate themselves
sure.
debating the Bible.
Huh?
Motherfucker tried to kill himself.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
In the life, I will tell you something.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that. So who would you say God in Christ is?
I mean, the reality of it, all that shit is internal. Your mind, your soul, and your physical being. That's the Holy Trinity right there.
God is your
That's
head.
why every time you look at pictures of Christ, what do he have? He got that burning heart, right? The heart with the thorns on it. That's the Rosicrucian heart. But He always depicted as the heart, his representation, and he always telling you to love. That's the emotional aspect of us, right? Our conscious self, that's our feminine aspect. That's the nurturing aspect of us. Is supposed to be the conscious self. This is the ideology back in the day. And then the physical self is the one who runs both, is the overlord of both, or the mind and the soul. It's the one who got like the final say. That's like the daddy. So the Trinity, who God, you are God, and within you you have Jesus and Sophie. We don't want to talk about Sophie, but the Holy Spirit. They turned Sophie to the Holy Spirit.
Someone talking
They
about,
turned the woman into the Holy Spirit. Now you got a trilogy of men. Like that shit crazy, bro. That shit don't even make sense. But in Africa, and especially in Egypt, you had Isis, Osiris, and you had Horus, the mother, the father, and the son. Those were those three aspects of ourselves. Because
I agree.
emotionally, you always gonna be like a kid. That's why that was the son.
Yeah.
The mother was the nurturer. So you had to think that. The father was the physical aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But even in Egypt, now you're talking about the soul, the spirit, but the soul had three parts.
There's always three
The,
aspects to it, no matter whatever is
yeah,
said.
the Ka, the Ba, and the Akmet. The Ka, the Ba, and the Akmet. So the soul was actually, they didn't, the spirit was something different. The spirit was connected to the physical. So the spirit was within that Amek. It was within that. But the Ka and the Ba, yeah, that was the two aspects of the soul.
Mm-hmm. You talked a lot about that on your channel. There were female concepts of Jesus too.
He said she getting validated because her man won't listen to
They out of control.
her. The conscious mind, the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind.
What the fuck?
Yeah, now that's like modern day they call it the ego. Modern day that would be the ego. But even psychology, right? Look at the etymology of psychology. It was when they created that concept, it was the study of the soul. Now psychology is the study of the behavior. But now they understand what drives behavior is the soul. You call it emotions. He's dad, what it do, what the business is. Yeah, the conscious mind, the unconscious mind. I like that, bro. Yeah, because that I mean that's separating. Yeah, that's like y'all remember them cartoons back in the day when you had the devil on one shoulder and you had the angel on the other shoulder. That's what that shit was, bro. And then you had the person in the middle, right? That's the conscious mind. The subconscious mind is the angel. The unconscious mind is the devil. Now, when you break that down into the ego actually had three parts, right? You have the ID, which is the lower part. It's called the instinctive desire. That's like our survival mode. It's all about us. We do whatever we got to do to survive. That's where we function at. Then the ego is the actual conscious self, and then the super ego is what they call like if you think of the term altruistic, right? And that's when you put everyone before yourself, right? This is like morals and values when you appreciate the life of others and not only yourself. That's the super ego. So the conscious mind, our self, right? We determine which side, which one do we use at any particular time or circumstance. Is this a situation where we have to let the ID drive the car? Or is this a situation where we can let the super ego drive the car? That's all it is. But everybody explain this shit differently. That's why you get all these different. Um, you got science, you got psychology, you got metaphysics, you got uh philosophy, you got religion, you got spirituality. Everybody saying the same goddamn thing, just in their own little way. You know, that's basically what they're doing. That's why, like, I sync all that shit together. Like, religion is outside of you, spirituality is inside of you. That's a duality. Some people ain't got it inside to bring it outside, so they got to seek it outside to put it inside. Does that make sense? We different, bro. Everybody different, bro. You got angels and demons walking around, don't even know. When people looking for that shit on the outside trying to put it in, them ain't my people, bro. My people already got it in them, and we put it out into the world. And that's why people drain you, or they become like vampires and shit, trying to drain your light, and you trying to shine it on them. They don't want you to shine a light on them. They want to take your shit, bro, because they ain't got it in them. Like, if you look at the story of the serpent, right? Adam and Eve. When after she bit the apple, what did God tell? Eve and that serpent said the seed of Eve, meaning her offspring, will be at eternal conflict with the seed of the serpent, meaning their offspring. So
I
those
think,
are two. We got two different people on this planet, bro.
you know,
You got mankind and you got humans. You got a kind of man and you got a human, a man of hue. You got a kind of man and a man of hue. Like vampires, yep, bro. I'm telling you, if it ain't in them, bro, they looking for it on the outside, bro. That's why they be doing all these crazy ass bug sacrifices and shit like that. Like, what kind of god needs you to sacrifice a goat? That shit sound crazy, bro. What kind of God need you to burn shit for 'em? I don't know who. I don't know who y'all. Yeah.
uh,
Come on, man, bro. I'm on the live, bro. Y'all was talking before. Talk that talk, bro. Talk that talk. I love like information, bro. I'm a nerd, man. On some real shit.
I'm trying to eat dinner.
Yeah, shut up.
I bought me
Kuma
some.
Staka.
What do you want to say?
Hold on.
They can't say, hey, shit going over in Lightenhead. I like the Lighten, bro. Hey, you need to come
Okay.
fuck with
You
me, bro.
good.
I like Enlighten. Come fuck with me. Is that uh, that ain't open minded, is it?
Mm-mm. That ain't him.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do another
yeah,
one.
Enlighten. I need you to come fuck with me, bro. We get on there talking some shit.
I know he come through sometimes, don't he?
Mm. Open minded, dude. Nah, bro. I'm about to go do some wrestling moves, bro. I ain't about to go live.
You ain't going live?
Nah, I came out here fuck with y'all for a minute, man.
Boy,
Soon as my daughter go to sleep, I'll put
he
my
went
wife
out
in
here
full Nelson.
teaching.
You see this?
You know my homeboy called you a preacher.
Nah, preacher man in the chat. I'm the shit talker.
Oh, you're a
I'm the
sheep.
one who I'm the one who go on the table and flip. I'm the one who go on the temple and flip the tables.
You see this? I'm telling you.
I just do it
Like,
with my
they're
words.
not ready.
No
That's why the
shit.
yolk is not ready. Cook.
Oh damn. Go ahead,
Yeah.
word. So Christ and God is not the same.
Let's talk about the origin of Christ. That's some Hindu shit, man. You got to know where that shit come from. And if you know the Hindu aspect of Christ, now we gonna start talking about the Kundalini, and we gonna start talking about the crystals that you release from your body. This is some internal shit. That's why Jesus died at the age of 33. How many vertebrae we got? 33. If you go up to the top of your stem into
I
your
need to go
pineal,
in
you get
that.
your
What
your
what they do?
hypothalamus and your thalamus. Those are the 2 points of the cross. I forgot the vein that goes up, but then the pineal gland is in the center. This in the center of it, being crucified. So when that Christos reach up there, that's how you get Christ consciousness. That the term Christ came from Krishna. And if you look at the story of Krishna, Krishna was the savior. Krishna was the savior, man. Same thing Jesus did, Krishna did. Came to enlighten us and awaken us and get us out this bullshit. Or reincarnation. That's what it's about. Breaking the cycle of reincarnation. I had to go in the crib for a second. I had to go check. Hold on. We going back out, homie. You going back out with me? Yeah. Oh, I can Jack no water. Did she go to sleep? She sleep?
Let me get off of here then.
Boy. Oh no, I'm about to go back outside and smoke.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, these kids, bro, they be cop blocking like motherfuckers.
On here?
No, when you had kids.
Oh, hold on. Let me get back in my. Mm.
Yeah, but Christ is the consciousness. It's a level of consciousness. Yeah, that's why all this shit is written in allegories and parables. Man. And then, like, people, like, if you really want to know, like, the teachings of Jesus, you got to look at, like, the Gnostic texts, man. Because the Bible, it just tell you a story, bro. It don't tell you, it don't really get down to, like, the teachings of Jesus.
You
These
got to
are
go
just,
to a certified library publication to get that, huh?
man, you go, no, you can go on Amazon and get the Apocrypha of Thomas. You can go get the Apocrypha of John. You can go get the Book of Mary Magdalene. Go get these Gnostic texts, man. And they got the teachings of Jesus in there, not just stories.
Really? He asking you what's your YouTube name. You didn't see the link?
I appreciate
You just mad.
me.
Hey, you know what? My step grandfather was a bishop. Like he went to the Vatican and did all that shit, right? And you
Uh,
know the very first book he gave me to study,
uh,
it
uh,
was the Alphabet of Ben Sur, or what people call the Dead Sea Scrolls. He gave me that before he gave me the Bible.
Huh? He was on to something.
He gave me that before he gave me the Bible. Then he exposed me to the Book of the Giants, the Book
so
of
they gave me the one
Generations.
before they gave me the Bible.
Now the Book of Generations, you can't find that, and he only had photocopies of it. I never seen a book of the Book of Generations. I only seen photocopies, and that
Oh,
shit, it had a Septuagint to
And their life.
it, because it was in ancient Hebrew, so it had a Septuagint to it that translated and transliterated. Um, so even if you reading the Bible and you ain't got a Septuagint, you ain't doing your job right, bro. Because most people read stuff from their own perspective. You got to understand how the people who wrote the book was thinking at the time they wrote it, bro. You can't use how we look at shit now. Oh, this means this. Nah, that shit didn't mean that. That shit meant something totally different from what we understand. It. Them people was living different and thinking different. That's why it's important to study the history of the people around them. Like most people, like the Bible, like Moses. Did he tell Moses? Gary, you in the chat? Didn't God tell Moses his name was Yahweh? He said, "I am what I am," but I think later on he said, "I'm the God of your ancestors." They knew me as Yahweh. Yahweh was
I
a
think that's
Canaanite
what he
god.
said.
Yeah, Yahweh was a Canaanite god. Before the Bible was even written, Yahweh was a Canaanite god, and he was a part of a council of God. I think he was number 77. But before that, the main god was El, El, like Elohim in the Bible. The main god name was El at that time, and through transitions, like going, damn, what was them other the Canaanites, the Amorites? It was two other groups of people. Um, Before he even got to like the Hebrews. But when he became the Hebrew God, at first in that time period, he had a wife, and later on, the wife disappeared throughout history. Like when the Romans
Yeah,
got to it and shit, the wife fell out of history. But even in Jewish folklore, you will see, damn, what was her name? Start with an A. They call her Sophie, but her original name was, God damn it, I can't remember her original name. But if you look up the Canaanite god El, you will see the goddess next to El. I forgot her name. Ashura, Ashura, or something
Kyle,
like that.
LOL, Superman, woman, powers of the red sun. Uh huh.
Kal El, yeah, Superman. Oh yeah, bro, that was the whole story. Yeah, Superman. Yeah, bro. That's yeah. He on some shit.
Ashira.
Hmm. And we know where them L's came from. We go back into the Sumerian shit. The L's was the Anunnaki. And you want to know what's crazy? When you look, damn, what is it? It's not
Yahweh,
the
Elohim,
Enoma Elect.
Yahshua. Yahshua are the true
Yahweh
names,
Elohim
huh?
and Yeshua are the true names. That's the I mean,
What's good, Knots? Thank you for coming in. Mm.
now Yeshua is still that's not an Aramaic. Yehoshua is the Aramaic name. Because even back then, you got to remember we didn't have vowels until the Phoenicians came through. When the Phoenicians came through, they created the vowels. Prior to that, there was no vowels. That's why, like when you look at Yahweh, is YHW. There's no vowels involved until the Phoenicians came through. When the Phoenicians came on the scene, they created the vowel system, and the Greeks took it and tried to say we made it. Greeks ain't make the vowels; the Phoenicians did. The sound of the vowels, and that's actually the sound of God. Vowels, A E I O U Y. The pronunciation, that's actually one of the lost languages of God. But we pronounce it from the vocal cords, so we don't produce the frequency the right way. But
What
that's
up,
why, like,
badass?
if you look in A E I O U and sometimes Y, it's another one. It's supposed to be seven, but each vowel, like when you start, if you look at like the mantras for the chakras, each pronunciation is actual a vowel sound. All those are vowels.
Yeah, that's true.
Yum, I forgot them.
They be, you know how they be doing that little, that Buddha do that.
Yeah,
They be
I
doing
thought
that. Cause when I went
I,
one time, that's what you was doing.
when they bring this
Yeah.
shit down, you gotta produce it. If you don't bring the if you don't bring it from your diaphragm to the vocal cords, you'll never make the correct sound. Most
Yeah.
people just speak from their vocal cord. They don't speak from their diaphragm.
Hmm. That's why Whitney Houston when she played No Mure
They want to take that language from you, man. 'Cause that shit powerful, man. The frequencies, like in my chants, like when I be doing my cleansing and shit, bro. Man, just chanting get you lightheaded. You be lightheaded, feeling light as hell, like you about to float and shit. Yeah, that's before you hit the ayahuasca. You got to get that sweat out, bro, before you even hit the ayahuasca.
That's crazy. I ain't never had that before.
Nah, most people can't fuck with that shit. They be tripping like motherfuckers. I do not. That's why I don't be. You don't never hear me promoting none of the shit I do. 'Cause people ain't built. They ain't built for it, bro. Most people go out their fucking mind because they be trying to get high and shit. This ain't to get high. Not the way you trying to get high. This is to elevate consciousness, homie.
Yeah, for real. This
Oh,
a thing that
yeah,
from
yep.
what I see, it's a thing to see, experience, and then go back and make it happen in
Yeah, and
this life right here. You know what I'm saying? That's
hmm
what I think it is.
that's why. Look, that's why I be on the shit I be on, bro. That's why I be on. I be like people be looking at me like, bro, you crazy. You be doing this. You'll do that. It's all for a reason, bro. I'm acquiring knowledge for a reason.
Yeah. Thank you.
Damn, boy.
Appreciate it. Good to see you, badass. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Boy, I got this tarantula.
What is
It
around
ain't
there?
no spider. No, it ain't no spider.
Oh shit, that's a good thing.
This motherfucker got oil and keep on it. But yeah, I thought he was gonna pick my brain, bro. I was waiting to talk to bro. He was having a good chat when I was in the comments, bro.
Who?
You know, uh,
Oh what?
yeah. I don't even know his name. We would call him call I don't want to call him Akon.
LeBron.
We gonna call him brother from the motherland, from the other land.
LeBron from the motherland, the other land. His ass out of there. He ain't sleep all day today. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, letter J, bro.
Damn.
Monk fucked around and made that shit. It was writing. The monk was writing and shit, and wrote a C, and then put a hook on it or some shit like that. And it was like, oh, I created a new letter. It was a couple letters that wasn't created back then, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't even have vowels back then, let alone a letter J. You didn't have vowels. So I mean, how can you call something Jesus or anything when you don't even got the vowels to do so? But yeah, the letter J, brought to you by the 9%.
Damn.
Oh shit, bro. But
You
see,
out of
that's what I do.
control.
Like that's what I do, bro. I mean, I wanted him to pick my brain, so my bad. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I can tell
You know,
my
I'll be on my Dr. John Henry Clark shit, bro. Everybody can't debate me, but I can teach you something. So if you pick my brain, you can take some of this information. I ain't telling you to believe me. I'm telling you to look it up for yourself. That's why I say I got 80% of the shit I say can be quickly confirmed. 20% you might have to dig a little deeper. But 80% of the shit I say, you can quickly confirm the shit. You can just go look it up. I don't need you to believe me. I don't even fuck with belief. That means to accept some shit without facts. I'm black, bro. I need facts. I can't deal with that belief shit. That's why motherfuckers in the situation they in now for believing. Fuck that. I need facts.
What's up, Franklin? Yeah, I know that's right.
Why you tell your ex you want her back, bro? I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some game too, because I'm a life coach, right? A relationship coach too. Check this out, man. You already experienced that, bro. If it ain't worked the first time, um, I don't know how old you are. If you're young, I mean, shit, waste your years on that. But it ain't worked the first time for a reason. Either you was fucked up or she was fucked up, but somebody was fucked up. So, I mean, learn from the mistakes and move on and make the next situation better. Don't keep going back to the same thing. That's repeated cycles, bro. You supposed to have new cycles, man.
Facts.
Hey, enlighten. Like if you like when
Word be
people
saying it
talk to
all
you,
the time. I can't say certain stuff on my channel.
yeah, like enlighten. Check this out. When people talk to me, I talk back. But I start speaking in parables and shit, bro, because I'm like, they ain't about to JFK my ass, bro. They ain't about to do all that. That's why when people get famous for doing shit like this, bro, I be like, man, you a op, bro. I already know what you is. They ain't gonna let nobody say this shit unless they want them to, unless they can control them. They couldn't control your boy Charlie, so they got him up out of here. That's a white boy. What you think they gonna do to my black ass?
Hmm. You think the YT community got him out of there?
Hell yeah.
Like they the ones that
He wasn't
wanted.
playing ball, bro. He started changing the game. He was trying to switch shit up. They was like, no, 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 no. They more tumbled his ass, bro. No, 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 no. They wasn't letting him go down like that.
Mm,
And bro dipped on you.
yeah.
He was like, I ain't fuck that.
He's sleepy. You see, that's why he wasn't even on the cam.
Yeah. And that's another thing, bro. My eyes gonna get red unless I smoke them Africans, bro. As soon as they get sleepy, their eyes dehydrate. I be like, what the fuck going on?
That's why his shit just red. He ain't
Every
he
African
ain't did
person I know,
nothing.
I got a homeboy from Kenya. When I first seen him, I'm
So
like,
they
bro, you
all
smoke?
like that. I didn't know that.
Like that's a trick they got. They when they get tired, their eyes get dehydrated.
Really.
Hmm. There's other people who do it, but it's a trait. I forgot the name of it. It started with an E though. Only reason I know that is because I got a homeboy from Kenya. He was a CRNA, and one day we was chilling watching a fight, and I'm like, I know I went outside to smoke, but he don't smoke. I came back in. I'm like, he wasn't drinking. I'm like, bro, why your eyes red? He was like, oh, it's an African thing. He was like playing, right?
Oh,
And the
he
next
told
day at
you.
work, he showed me the book. And he was like, this is what it's called. It's a trait that happens a lot in Africa because like the conditions of Africa. It actually helps them with the heat. It
Mm.
it's like the outside get dehydrated, but the internal, like the top lens get dehydrated. And that's what made the eyes dry, but like the water is inside the eye to keep it moisture. So it won't dry out from the inside out. So it's like a protective, it's like a protection mechanism. So it's
Mm.
actually, beneficial. But we don't have that over here because our sunlight is different over here.
Again, we a different
That's the only
breed.
reason I know that is because I was talking shit to him and he like educated me on that shit. And I'm like, okay. Well, okay, yeah, I do know one African is smarter than me. He is. That motherfucker boy.
Oh, so now you do know
And he
one.
now I tell you this, he told me he was like he now if you talk he won't come on here and talk, but he got like an elongated head. Like he looked crazy. And he say he was like, no, I'm from the like his tribe in Kenya is from the ancient Egyptian tribe. Like so he be on that Kemetic shit. But he got like an elongated head, like the fucking aliens and shit.
Shut
But
up.
he be on some spiritual shit though, and like me and him used to go at it. Like I used to kill him. Like when it came to like Egyptian, um, like comedic science, he kicked my ass all the time. But when it came to shit like biblical history and shit like the biblical history, he knew the Bible better than me. But the
Mhm.
history around it, that's how I used to fuck them up. You know, I started dissecting people and shit. Like, okay, you can know that, but guess what? I know this, and this trumps that. I can make that shit look stupid. Watch this. All that shit you saying in them verses, I'm about to tell you where it came from.
Damn. Yeah, bro, that's some fish shit. I don't know. Bruh, I'm about to get up out of here. I've been on lives for a little minute.
Yeah, I'm about to go chill. Well, shit, yeah,
I don't
I
even
might
know.
check
I
it
got
out
on here at
tomorrow.
8 o'clock, I think.
Hey,
3. Yeah. I did several lives because, yeah, I remember, you got to remember, I cut this one, the one before that off. And I think I was on live at 8. When you came in, if you was like, if you had, you just pulled up, we had been live probably for like 2 hours.
oh damn, man, I was
16.
watching that, listening to the fight. Next thing I know, I was waking up,
What
knocked
fight?
out. It was a boxing match tonight.
Who?
Devin Haney, it was a super card. Bam Rodriguez fought. Abdullah Mason fought. That was probably gonna be a
The
candidate for
biggest
fight
one?
of the year. Abdullah Mason. It was David Benavidez, David Benavidez, and I forgot his name, Yard, and Devin Haney and Brian Norman.
Hmm.
So it was
I'm
some big
about
fights.
to. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm tired. Sorry. I'm gonna go, y'all.
Yeah, I'll let y'all, man. Good talk, bro.
Yes,
Tell
thank
bro,
you. That was a
tell
good
bro,
talk. I wish you would
man.
came earlier.
Shit, tell bro we gonna get at it again. That should be fun, man. Anytime you make a live, just make that link and send it. If I hate it or not, send it because they be talking. I'll be wanting them all the motherfuckers. 'Cause some of them ain't come back.
No, a lot of them. A lot of them didn't come back.
And they just be wanting to talk shit. But I'm gonna tighten that ass up with these
Yeah,
facts.
they really do. Just want to lie and
Mhm.
talk shit. That's it.
Yeah, but
Thank
I
you for
checked your
coming
shit.
in.
Oh, for
Huh?
sure. I was about to say, yeah, I'm gonna go. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all take it easy, bro.
All right. Thanks, Dummy, for coming in. Everybody else that came through. Appreciate y'all. Bye bye.